Picture this. A giant wakes up only to find itself entangled in ropes. This giant is China, and the ropes? They represent a massive debt crisis. For years, China, like a superhero, has been powering its economy, building cities, and lending money. But now it's starting to feel the pinch of the ropes, the pressure of its colossal debt. You might wonder, why should this concern us? Well, in this global village, the economic tremors in one corner can set off seismic waves worldwide. So when a giant like China finds itself in a debt predicament, it's not just their problem. It becomes a global conundrum. And it's not just about the numbers. It's about the toys your children play with, the smartphone in your pocket, and even the food on your table. Today, we're going to unravel this mystery and its potential impact on the world economy. For years, China's economy has been growing at an astonishing pace. But with this great power comes great debt. Let's wind the clock back a bit. In the early 2000s, China's economic growth shot up like a rocket. Skyscrapers sprouted like mushrooms, businesses multiplied, and loans were handed out like candy at a parade. It was like a superhero flexing its muscles, ready to take on the world. But there's always a catch, isn't there? Enter the villain of our story, debt. The superhero, in all its might, had borrowed a heap of money to fuel this growth, to build these cities, to foster these businesses. And as we all know, borrowed money is like a ticking time bomb. You have to pay it back, usually with a little extra on top. That's the interest. So here we are in 2024, and that time bomb is ticking louder and louder. It's not just a problem for China anymore. It's like a knot that has tangled itself around the world's economy. Major developers like Shimao Group and Evergrande are defaulting on their debts. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. The real estate sector, which was once a cornerstone of China's economic growth, is now in crisis, burdened with the weight of excessive borrowing. Profits are plummeting, and the industry is struggling to stay afloat amidst the economic slowdown and Beijing's zero-COVID policy. And this isn't just a problem for China, it's a problem for the entire world. When China sneezes, the world catches a cold. China's debt crisis can trigger a domino effect that impacts economies worldwide. Picture this. You're at a party, and there's a game of dominoes set up. One small flick, and the entire line topples one after the other. That's the domino effect. Now imagine China as the first domino in this game, and the rest of the dominoes as the world economies. If China, the first domino, wobbles, it risks setting off a chain reaction, sending other dominoes, or in this case, world economies, tumbling. China is a major player in the global economy. It's the world's largest exporter and second largest importer. So when China faces an economic crisis, its trading partners feel the pinch too. Think of it like a spider web. If you shake one strand, the whole web moves. Now let's take a closer look at the domino effect. If China's real estate market crashes, for instance, it can have a ripple effect on the global economy. The construction and real estate sectors in China are massive and employ millions of people. If these sectors slow down due to a debt crisis, it could lead to job losses and reduced consumer spending. This, in turn, could reduce China's imports from other countries, affecting those countries' economies. Moreover, China's debt crisis could impact the financial markets. Remember the Shimao Group that defaulted on its $1 billion bond? Well, many of these bonds are held by international investors. If Chinese companies default on their debts, these investors stand to lose a lot of money. This can cause panic in the financial markets, leading to a possible global financial crisis. In other words, a debt crisis in China could send shockwaves through the global economy. From the toys we play with to the tech we rely on, China's economic health is connected to industries and economies across the globe. From toys to tech, China's debt can shake up industries and economies globally. But what does this mean for the average person? Well, imagine your favorite toy store suddenly having no toys, or your phone becoming significantly more expensive. Let's delve into the real-life impacts of China's debt crisis on everyday items and services. You see, China's economy is deeply intertwined with the global market. It's a giant production hub, manufacturing everything from the clothes on your back to the latest tech gadget in your hand. When a major player like China experiences financial turbulence, it sends shockwaves throughout the global supply chain. Think of it like a spider web. If you shake one part of the web, the entire structure quivers. China's debt crisis is that shake. So how might this play out? Well, let's start with the toys. Many of our beloved action figures, board games, and stuffed animals originate from Chinese factories. If these manufacturers face financial difficulties due to a struggling economy, they might have to cut back on production or increase prices to stay afloat. This could result in fewer toys on the shelves or higher prices at the checkout counter. But the ripple effect doesn't stop there. China is also a major player in the technology sector, producing a significant chunk of the world's smartphones, laptops, and other gadgets. If Chinese tech companies are hit by the debt crisis, we might see a similar scenario unfold: decreased production, increased prices, or even a shortage of certain electronic goods. And it's not just tangible goods that might be affected. China is a significant investor in various sectors across the globe. From infrastructure projects in Africa to tech startups in Silicon Valley, Chinese capital fuels growth and innovation worldwide. If China pulls back on its investments due to its debt crisis, it might slow down progress in these sectors. In essence, China's debt crisis could potentially affect everything from the toys we play with, the clothes we wear, the smartphones we use, to the rate at which new technologies are developed and brought to market. These are the stark realities of a global economic ripple effect caused by China's debt crisis. It's not all doom and gloom. By working together, countries can help prevent these debt crises from spiraling out of control. Picture this: a world where strategic alliances, innovative economic strategies, and collective efforts become the beacon of hope in this stormy sea of debt. Now you might be wondering, what could these strategies look like? Well, it's a bit like solving a complex puzzle. Each piece represents a different approach, and when they all fit together, we start to see the bigger picture. One piece of the puzzle could be the restructuring of debt. Just like when you reorganize your messy drawer, debt restructuring involves rearranging the terms of a loan to make it more manageable. Imagine if China, with the aid of international bodies, could restructure its debt, making it easier for them to pay it off without causing a ripple effect across the global economy. Another piece could be implementing more stringent financial regulations. These are like the rules of a game, ensuring that everyone plays fairly and responsibly. By tightening these rules, we can ensure that debt is kept under control, preventing another crisis in the future. Finally, there's the role of international cooperation. This is where countries around the world come together to support one another, like a team of superheroes joining forces to combat a common threat. By sharing resources, knowledge, and support, we can help alleviate the burden of debt and ensure a more stable global economy. Just like cleaning up a room, it's easier when everyone chips in. So let's roll up our sleeves and tackle this problem together. After all, we're all in this big global room together, aren't we? Did you enjoy diving into this economic adventure with us? If so, don't just stand there. We've got a whole world of knowledge to explore, and we want you to be a part of it. Here's your invitation to join us on this journey of discovery as we unravel the mysteries of the global economy, one episode at a time. You know what they say, knowledge is power, and who doesn't want to be powerful? So, let's do it. Let's get powerful together. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and become a part of our community. We've got a lot more to discover, to understand, and to discuss. There's an adventure waiting for us in every corner of the world and every nook and cranny of the economy, and we promise it's going to be fun. Together, we can explore, learn, and make a difference. See you in the next video.